Hello, my name is Teresa Kirk, and I'm talking to you about child abuse. You're stupid. I wish you'd never been born. These are words that children hear from people that say that they love them, and that is not right. But these children suffer abuse. You adults, you teachers, your staff of the schools, you are the ones that see these children every day and notice the change in them. You notice the change in their behavior, the way they're dressing, the way they're talking. You notice that they went from a personality of being involved to being withdrawn. Sometimes they could also symbolize something else, but you talk to these children, you ask them what's going on in their life, because that's what you're there for. You help these children is what we are to do. Be a hero for these children. I have an associate's degree in counseling, so I know from what I speak of how children suffer child abuse. It's from family members. It's from coaches of sporting teams. It's even from church members. It could be daycare workers. It's just people that you may not even think about. Even a next door neighbor that seems to be awful friendly with the children in the neighborhood. Watch for these signs. Watch for the change in your children's behavior. And if your gut tells you that there's something going on with these children, ask questions. You're the first offense against the crimes committed against children. So it's our job to watch for these signs and to take action with them. I will validate this statement by discussing the signs of abuse, who commits these crimes, and what to do once you have established that there is a crime going on against children. Let's look at the signs of abuse. The main point is bruises and unexplained injuries. If a child comes to school with bruises on their faces, their arms, or all of a sudden it's the summertime and they're wearing long sleeves and long pants, they're hiding something sometimes. Ask questions. Find out what's going on in this child's lives. Changing their behavior. If they once was nice and all of a sudden they're angry all the time, there's something going on in their lives. Talk to them. If they have a fear all of a sudden of going home and not wanting to go home, something's going on. Talk to them. Find out what's going on. Or inappropriate sexual behavior. A child that's been molested wants to experiment with others because they don't realize that it is wrong. Because it's an adult that they trust is doing it to them. And so they want to try it with others. If a 5-year-old child knows more about sex than a 14-year-old, then something's going on with that little child. Ask questions. Find out what's going on. And if you find out there's something, even suspicion of something, then what do you need to do? Who commits these crimes to these children? Well, it's family members, like I've said. Sometimes it's step-parents or even step-siblings. It's within the family. It could be aunts, uncles, grandparents. It could be anyone within the family. But it don't just have to be family. It could be, like I said, coaches or sporting teams. It could be umpire. It could be the person in the concession stand. People who commit crimes against children are everywhere. And you half the time do not recognize who they are. It could even be at your local church. It could be your nursery worker, your Sunday school teachers, your pastor. It could be anyone. If a child's behavior towards somebody that's in a position like that of authority changes towards them, then something could be going on. And talk to that child. Find out what's going on or take them to the appropriate authorities. This brings me to my third and final point. Who do you report it to? Well, you can report it, for one thing, to social service. They have special units in each of these and all over the states that investigates these crimes against children. They have people in place who will go talk to these children and know what questions to ask. Even take them to medical doctors that specialize in crimes committed against children. They will help them about the bruises and everything and know what's going on. A doctor will tell you if the bruises are from them falling or if it's been affected by an instrument or anything. You notify the police too. If you suspect a neighbor that seems to be too friendly with the children in the neighborhood, then you talk to the police about that and let the police investigate it, because they can take pictures. They have a way of finding out, because it's our duty as people in the neighborhood to check our registered sex offender site and find out who is in our area. That is our jobs as adults to watch out for children. You can look it up for your email with your zip code, and you find out who's in your area. Know who they are. Teach your children who they are and to stay away from them. You can also call the child advocacy centers. There are so many of them in states. They may not be right in your town, but they're pretty close to your town. They have special programs there to help children that's been abused, from physical to emotional to even sexual abuse. They help them cope with it and learn how to deal with it and to forgive the person who perpetrated these crimes against them. But your best bet is to talk to children and find out what's going on. Don't just assume something. And in my conclusion, I say, child abuse needs to be stopped. And if you notice anything happening to a child, a sudden change in behavior, not wanting to go home, or inappropriate sexual behavior, talk to them. Find out what's going on. Reassure these childs that you will protect them, that you will keep them from being hurt. If you have to, if they're at school and you find out something is going on with them, call social service to them. Let them come. But there are people who investigate and take this child to safety. We are their best defense against these children being abused anymore. When they feel they can trust us and come to us and talk to us about what is going on, then we can get them out of that situation and get them the help. Be a hero for a child. Do not second guess what you think is, what you see is abuse or not. If it feels like it is, looks like it is, then talk to the appropriate authorities to let them investigate it. It's better to be safe than sorry with a child's life. There's so many cases in the news now of children being abused and been going on for years, and the neighbors never knew. Be aware of your neighborhoods. I beg you to act when you see, even suspect abuse. To act on it, to call the proper authorities to get help for a child. Protect them from being abused any longer. You'll be a hero today. And I want to introduce you to this book. This man wrote a book called A Child Called It. It was about his life. He was abused as a child by his mother. She abused him for years till he finally got away, till he got help. One of his teachers at school helped him get away. But yet his younger siblings were still there, and they went through abuse. These boys grew up out of this home, but what this young man went through was awful. The teachers seen it every day. He was going to school hungry because his mother wouldn't feed him, and what he was eating at school was even out of garbage cans because he wasn't eating at home. He was skinny. He looked dirty all the time. And when I say dirty, I mean he was filthy. His clothes were rags because his mother didn't think he deserved anything better. That is signs you need to look for. There are websites you can go to that will tell you the signs. There's child organizations that have websites that signs of it. Y'all need to learn what the signs are and be aware of them and what to do about it. Each and everybody needs to be certified in this so that they would know, because we are the best defense against this with these children. They're under our care, and we need to be the heroes for them today. Be a hero for a child.